Obviously, margin for error is really small in the Big 12, and we played well at times on Saturday, but didn't play well enough, especially at critical times, to come out of there with a win. And game kind of went the way we needed it to go, with time of possession and play count and stuff. But just in the fourth quarter, both sides of the ball, and then I thought the kick return was important for them to get it out to the 35. We just missed opportunities that we had, and so. We'll see the guys today. We visited as a staff yesterday. We got to do some things schematically to help ourselves a little bit and shore some things up. But we got to stay the course. Bottom line, you got to keep fighting, keep battling, and get ready for a really good TCU team coming in here.
Coach, give me your thoughts on you're up by 2 touchdowns with about 5 minutes left on the clock management and some of the choices throwing downfield and
The clock management, I don't quite understand from the fact of I don't know when we were up 14 points, but they took 3 plays and took 26 seconds and scored, throwing it to the big kid. So now it's a 1-score game. And that 1-score game, I thought with them going for 2 to go put it at 6 points, we had to make a drive. And in reality, we made that drive. So I'm not – I'd do it all over again, and I thought Wells called a really good drive because we moved it down the field, and then we have the turnover that put us down a point, and so there's your 14 points.
Overall, defense, maybe some tackling issues, but probably the best performance of the year?
Against a really good team, because that's a really good offense with a quarterback that really sees the field well. I thought we did some good things in the second half, and our second quarter wasn't very good on defense. Then we shored some things up at halftime. We didn't match up well with the tight end. Tried to go double him a little bit, which then opened up some other things. It's still – you can't give up 3 explosive plays when we were up 14. That was the difference, in my opinion, in if they got to drive at 6 minutes and score, different story. They take it 3 plays, and we don't have good coverage one time. The kid makes a great play on another one, and then we miss a tackle. So it's still not good enough, and we talked about that yesterday. And then as a staff this morning, we got to do some things to help us out a little bit defensively.
What's it like as a defensive coach going from Sawyer Robertson to Josh Hoover now?
Boy, we talked about this even dating back to the summer, the amount of talented quarterbacks in this league, and it's a quarterback-driven league and it's a skill player-driven league, and so I look at what Sawyer has from skill positions, and then look what Hoover has. And there's not somebody say, boy, you only can take this guy out. They've got so many guys that can beat you, and a guy that is throwing the ball as well. I know he's a terrific athlete and can run the ball, Hoover is, but throwing the ball really accurate, especially on deep balls. And so that's the thing that probably scares us the most, is the fact of we've given up some explosive plays, and there's an explosive offense that is going to take those shots, and they're playing really well offensively.
Looking back at all the games, there's been a handful of times at least where you guys have faced 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, and you come out and throw like 2-yard outs, plays that in hindsight maybe didn't have the best chance to move the sticks. What are your thoughts on that moving forward?
Without a doubt, if you throw those balls, which you're going to have to at times, you have to have the ability to turn your shoulders up, get vertical, make a guy miss, because it's still a matchup game. And in my opinion, we haven't thrown those very well where the guy's got a chance to make a play. We're catching it by the out of bounds marker or between, or making a poor route combination or poor read, whatever you have it. No, it's something that we talked about a bunch yesterday with the offense of, some of our underneath mesh stuff, getting the ball towards the sideline and not having the ability to catch it and turn it up. If you can catch it and turn it up, good players are going to make plays, but we haven't put ourselves in good enough position to do that. We've got to be better there.
I also wanted to ask, you got Blake back in there for I don't know exactly how many plays, but 10 or so last week.
Yep.
Up from the game one. What do you like about what he's giving you when he is on the field?
He's 220 pounds and gives us another presence in the run game. Makes the defense have to prepare again for two quarterbacks because I thought we did some good things as far as him being in the game with Avery. Avery staying as the lone quarterback, getting Blake out. Blake staying as the lone quarterback. That was a huge play that Blake made on the drive when it was 4th and 2 to get that first down to keep that drive alive. And so maybe taking some hits off of Avery as well, but it gives us another different look that people have to defend.
First 4 years here, you guys were 11-10 in one-score games.
Mm-hmm.
Last 3, you're 5-10 now.
Yep.
Is there anything that you can pinpoint that you think has been the difference in that drop off?
You got to make plays. That's the bottom line. In one-score games, you got opportunities to make plays, and when you make them, you end up winning those games. It's not one thing. It's culmination of a lot of things, and it's not one player. It's offense, defense, and teams. And in this league, you're going to have a bunch of one-score games. That's just the way it is. And last week's an indication that we didn't make those plays.
That sequence where you guys said 1st and goal from the 4.
Yeah.
You said you talked to Wells about some of the play calling there when it came to run plays, pass plays, just kind of what this.
Yeah, well, I forgot on that first play we got stuffed for a 2-yard loss. And so to ram it up in there again probably wasn't the right idea. We had a touchdown on the next play. They cut Oakley loose, and we missed a blitz. And we had somebody ID'd to the blitz, and we missed it. If we block that, we have a touchdown. So that's execution. And then I think Matt probably didn't like the 3rd down call that he made. And give them credit, they stopped it. And then when we were at the 4, we needed to kick the field goal. But the first down play was right, and they blitzed it and gave us a 2-yard loss. Probably weren't going to run it into a run blitz again. And then we got a kid wide open for a touchdown, and we miss a pickup on a blitz.
Yeah, you said that he was banged up.
Yeah.
He's been banged up all year. Is that just kind of something you foresee for the rest of the season?
That's a good question. I can't answer that. But he was limited on Saturday, and so we went with Joe Moore because he was limited. And I don't know. We'll find out how it goes this week. But it's kind of the story of what our season's been as far as a running back being limited, a wideout being limited. We haven't seen that full arsenal, and hopefully we will in time, but we haven't seen it yet.
And just some of the tackling things. It's kind of a theme that we talked to Joe last week, just kind of something that he's not been happy with. Just what have you seen throughout this?
Yeah, I just in general, it doesn't matter when you're struggling like we are in any phase. We're not blocking well enough on offense. We're not blocking on the perimeter very well on offense. We're missing protections on offense in the blitz. On Avery's pick 6, we missed a protection there. We have that guy picked up. In tackling, it's are you running through the right leverage? And sometimes we're not. And we should be on the outside leg. We're on the inside leg. Getting enough guys to the ball. We've gotten better at that with pursuit. But there's talented kids in this league that have made us look bad a few times in tackling. And like I said, it just comes down to all the questions of in one-score games, you better make the block. You better make the tackle. You better make the play on the ball. You better pick up a pressure. You better, it's a 50-50 ball. We got to come down with some of those. It's a culmination of a lot of things when you get into these one-score games that we're not doing.
In the last couple of games, can you describe, how you feel about Avery and his game overall, but also the running aspect of it with it?
Yeah, I thought Avery played maybe his best game last week against Baylor. He was on point. I thought he threw the ball really well. Once again, take the one play aside where we don't pick up a pressure, and he wishes he had that play back. But I mean, he threw some strikes. He's running it when we need him to run it. But we're not going to give it to him 15 times a game in design run game. That's why we went to the 2 quarterback stuff. He's the best quarterback for a reason. We're not going to run him 15 times a game. But I thought Avery's playing at a level in the last few weeks good enough for us to win. But whether it's complimenting him a little bit more, making some plays on defense, or finishing drives. I know he's frustrated we didn't finish that drive as well to end the game.
You mentioned Joe Jack a little while ago, and I'm wondering what you thought of his game spelling Dylan, because I think you could make an argument that he ran with as much effort and purpose as we've seen all year long.
I thought Joe played a really good football game and picked up protections well, caught the ball out of the backfield. Joe's an example, and he'd probably tell you as well, man, we threw it to him in the flat one time on a 3rd and 6, and he's got to take it up north and south and make a kid miss and get a first down. And then there's other times where, man, he stuck it up in there and made some big-time plays for us. You don't win in this league. You got to have your elite playmakers make plays.
I know there's a lot of frustration at 2 and 4, but I would ask you, too, about the offensive line and just in unison, how did you feel that they performed this weekend?
I thought the O-line played well. We rushed well. We had over 500 yards of offense and put up 30-some points, but it wasn't good enough. And I'm sure they would tell you the same thing. We got to find a way to punch it in. When we get 1st and goal down there, we got to find a way to pick up some protections that we missed. We did some good things on offense, did some good things on defense, did some good things on special teams. But when you lose a tight ball game, those things get magnified because you need to make one more play in all those areas. When you beat UCF, it kind of gets glossed over of maybe we weren't as good in an area. It comes down to it's a results-based business, and right now we're not getting the results, and some of that we have to fix as coaches for sure, and I'm in charge of that, and some of that players got to make plays.
Coach, going back, excuse me, to the Jace Brown getting his head ripped off and maybe taking 6 points off the board after getting out of that.
Yep.
I'd love to know just the explanation you got, and everybody's sharing the AI explanation of the rule, but was it right?
I don't have any idea. I really don't. And all that stuff happens really fast. They mark the penalty off, and we go for play. But, no different than the interception, no different than a long pass play, a 53-yard field goal, a blocked 58-yard field goal. It's never really one play, but no, I don't know.
I think we're going to have Devin Vass in here for the first time today. Just curious, what your thoughts on his first start and just maybe a little bit of his story, what you admire about him.
Proud of Devin. It's not been an easy road for him. Came here out of Florida, an offensive lineman, and probably had a struggle his first year adapting to college like a lot of kids do. Probably was in my office a few times. He probably would even tell you that. And he stayed the course. It's a credit to Devin. It's a credit to his family. When you're that far away and things aren't going well, the easy thing is to pack up and leave and go try it somewhere else. But that wasn't Devin. And we had a good conversation at the end of this spring, he and I did, and how we needed to light a fire under him because he's been here now long enough that he needs to contribute, and he took that to heart. And, the Devin Vasses of the world, those are the stories that you love to hear at K-State because maybe was our 10th lineman coming into fall camp, and now arguably he's playing as well as anybody up front. And, it's our O-line coaches to Devin to just his desire and ability to want to make a difference on the team for K-State, not for Devin, but for K-State. It's a fun story to have and to show kids that are sitting in this room that I'm never going to get a chance. Well, I've seen Devin Vass sit over there year after year and never get that chance and not come and complain and bellyache, but say, this is on me. It's not on you as coaches. This is on me. I've got to improve. And he's done that, and he's earned the right to play.
Really, this is, other than the COVID year, the first time we've seen you go through some struggles like this. Just as the head coach, how do you handle that? Is it stressful, or how do you bounce back each week?
Yeah, of course it's stressful, but I'm the leader of this whole thing, and leadership is unifying people. It's not how much we can tear people down, and leadership isn't always sunny and 70. It's a struggle, and I know those kids want to win. We've seen the last 2 weeks, all of us, how much we've improved and how we're doing things with more energy, more physicality and stuff. Doesn't guarantee success, but it gives us an opportunity to be successful. And I saw a different road team at Baylor than I saw at Arizona. And that gives me some belief and confidence in we're doing things the right way. Now we've just got to make some final adjustments as coaches and as players to get over the hump. But I've got to be, and I'm going to be, the rock for this team. And I'll take all the hits and all the bullets and all the things, because that's my job, and I have no problem doing that. Because if those kids keep laying it on the line, I'll live with the result, because I know the result's going to change. I know it's going to continue to get better. But for me to come in here and be all sulky and boy, poor us, that isn't getting it done. And I tell the guys all the time, whether we're 11-0, whether we're 8-4, whether we're 2-4, I can't change as a leader of this operation. I can't change so that when these kids are dads and their husbands and they're fighting for their own job in life, if I don't put up a good front, how can I expect those guys to do the same in 10 years and 15 years when adversity is really hard and they're dealing with their family and dealing with a kid that's sick or dealing with something? If I can't deal with this with a positive light, and I'm as mad as anybody is, but it's a friggin' football game. There's a lot of worse things going on in life. And I need to be that face to say, guys, we're going to fight through this, and we're going to get through this together, because adversity makes cowards of us all. And we're not going to be cowards on this. We're going to face this head on.
That was really good. It was. Give me your thoughts on that last field goal. I mean, was that at the edge of his range?
Oh, we were out of his range. And I was so mad because I saw the flags that had been limp all day start to blow a little bit. And we knew exactly what they were going to do. They'd done it against – they're two walk-off field goals that they've had, right, that they've gone against. And we knew they were going to put 9 guys on the side and push everybody back, get their hands up. And Luis had to try to drive the ball. There was the only way to get it to, 57 or something. His range was about 50 in that, and then the wind picked up. But I didn't think we had enough time to take a chance to throw a quick out. They'd have probably had everybody at the sticks.
Anything else?
That's good. I got you speechless, Fitz.
I was going to ask you on the topic of being the face. I don't know if it matters in general or not, but you've missed a few of your coaches' shows this year, and Matt and Van have gone. What's been the thought process behind that and giving them the opportunity and you not being maybe there for the fans?
That was scheduled all summer long. That wasn't scheduled because we're 2-4. That's scheduled all summer long. One of the things that is my job as the head coach is to get young assistants to strive to be coordinators. That's why I've elevated some status of David Orloff, Matt Cardula, Sean McGuire, Drew Little, to give them titles. One of the things that is also my job is to prepare people to become head coaches. And you don't do it by sitting behind your desk. You do it by coming in and taking the questions and getting putting yourself in that position. And so I'm not getting any younger. And I think it's important that I give other people an opportunity to do what a head coach does. And we're going to continue to do that too. I know that Wyatt likes to see a different face in there as well, but that has nothing to do with what our season's going. You can ask Wyatt. I'll show you the email from the summer where here's the schedule. And it's something that it's important to me to, it's like if I came in here and berated every coach on Sunday morning after that game, what am I teaching and telling all these student coaches and GAs? That's how a leader should react over a loss. Blame everybody else. Come on. No, this is on me. And I firmly believe that we have a great staff because of the trials and tribulations that we've gone through. Now let's give these guys an opportunity to grow in the profession.